Welcome to today's Bible quiz. If you're ready to test your knowledge of God's Word and learn while having fun, you're in the right place. This quiz will challenge you with questions that cover important stories, characters, and teachings from the Bible. But before we get started, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any daily content full of faith, learning, and fun. Let's go. Question 1. Which prophet was never called by name by God? Jonah. B. Elisha. C. Elijah. D. Samuel. Correct answer, D. Samuel. Verse, Then the Lord called, Samuel. And he answered, Here I am. 1 Samuel 3 verse 4. God called Samuel when he was still young, but did not mention him directly by name in his first calls. Samuel heard a voice calling, but thought it was Eli, the priest, until he finally understood that it was God speaking to him. This detail is unique among biblical prophets. Question 2. Which king gained 15 more years of life after praying? David. B. Hezekiah. C. Solomon. D. Josiah. Correct answer, B. Hezekiah. Verse, Then Isaiah said, I have heard the prayer of Hezekiah, I have seen his tears, I will add 15 years to your life. Isaiah 38 verse 5. Hezekiah, king of Judah, prayed to God asking for his life to be extended because he was sick and knew that his death was imminent. God answered his prayer, through the prophet Isaiah, and granted him 15 more years of life. This event is recorded in the book of Isaiah, chapter 38. Question 3. Who were the first disciples called by Jesus? A. Peter and John. B. James and John. C. Peter and Andrew. D. Philip and Bartholomew. Correct answer, C. Peter and Andrew. Verse, And as he walked by the Sea of Galilee, he saw Simon and his brother Andrew casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. Matthew 4 verse 18. The first disciples called by Jesus were Simon, later called Peter, and his brother Andrew. They were fishing on the Sea of Galilee when Jesus called them to follow him and be fishers of men. This moment marks the beginning of the journey of discipleship for these two brothers, who became disciples of Jesus. Question 4. Why couldn't Zacchaeus see Jesus in the streets of Jericho? A. He was afraid of being recognized. B. He was very short. C. He was busy with his work. D. The street was very crowded. Correct answer, B. He was very short. Verse, And when he sought to see who Jesus was, he could not for the crowd, for he was short of stature. Luke 19 verse 3. Zacchaeus, the chief tax collector in Jericho, was short of stature, and because of the large crowd that crowded the streets to see Jesus, he could not see him. So he climbed a sycamore tree so he could watch him pass by. As Jesus passed by, he called him, saying that he should come down, because he was going to stay at his house, marking the beginning of a great transformation in Zacchaeus' life. Question 5. What was the name of the first city in the world? Jericho. B. Babel. C. Nineveh. D. Enoch. Correct answer, A. Jericho. Verse, Cain had relations with his wife, and she conceived and gave birth to Enoch. And he built a city, and called the name of it Enoch, after the name of his son. Genesis 4 verse 17. Although the city of Enoch is mentioned as one of the first to be built, the name Jericho is often considered the oldest continuously settled city in the world, based on archaeological excavations. Therefore, Jericho is known for its antiquity, but in the Bible, the city founded by Cain and named after his son Enoch is the first mentioned. Are you enjoying the quiz? Don't forget to leave your like. This helps YouTube spread this content to more people who want to learn about the Bible in a fun way. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, take the opportunity to do so now and help us continue to bring more knowledge to everyone. Question 6. Which prophet walked naked and barefoot? Isaiah. B. Jeremiah. C. Ezekiel. D. Amos. Sinai. B. Gerazim. C. Abel. D. Ararat. Correct answer, Isaiah. Verse, Then the Lord said, Just as my servant Isaiah walked naked and barefoot for 3 years, as a sign and an omen against Egypt and Ethiopia, so the king of Assyria will lead away the captives of Egypt and the exiles of Ethiopia, both young and old, naked and barefoot, with their buttocks uncovered, the shame of Egypt. Isaiah 20 verses 3-4. God instructed the prophet Isaiah to walk naked and barefoot for 3 years as a sign that Egypt and Ethiopia would be stripped by their enemies, as a symbolic act of humiliation and defeat for these nations. Question 7. Which of these women died during childbirth? Rachel. B. Hannah. C. Esther. D. Deborah. Correct answer, Rachel. Verse, While she was in labor, the midwife said to her, Do not be afraid, for now you also have a son. But she died in labor. And it came to pass that when she was dying, she called his name Benoni, but his father called his name Benjamin. Genesis 35 verses 17-18. Rachel, Jacob's wife, died while giving birth to her second son, Benjamin. During childbirth, she suffered complications and died, leaving a symbolic name for her son, which Jacob changed to Benjamin. Question 8. Who was fed with food prepared by an angel? A. Elijah. B. Moses. C. David. D. John the Baptist. Correct answer, A. Elijah. Verse, Then the angel of the Lord appeared to him and touched him and said, Get up and eat. He looked, and there at his head was a cake baked on the coals, and a jar of water. He ate and drank, and then lay down again. The angel of the Lord came again the second time and touched him and said, Get up and eat, because the journey is too great for you. 1 Kings 19 verses 5-7. After Elijah fled from Jezebel, the prophet felt discouraged and tired, and God sent an angel to prepare him to continue his journey. The angel gave him food and water, strengthening him for the days ahead. Question 9. What was Eve's punishment for disobeying God? A. She was expelled from the Garden of Eden. B. She suffered pain in childbirth. C. She was turned to stone. D. She was cursed to live as a slave. Correct answer, B. She suffered pain in childbirth. Verse, To the woman he said, I will greatly multiply your pain in childbearing, in pain you will bring forth children, and your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. Genesis 3 verse 16. After Eve and Adam disobeyed God by eating the forbidden fruit, God pronounced a series of consequences. For Eve, the specific consequence was increased pain during childbirth and a change in her relationship with her husband, which would become marked by male leadership. Question 10. Who lost their life after touching the Ark of the Covenant? A. Uzzah. B. Eli. C. Saul. D. David. Correct answer, A. Uzzah. Verse, But when they came to Nachon's threshing floor, Uzzah reached out his hand and took hold of the ark of God, because the oxen had nearly thrown it over. Then the anger of the Lord burned against Uzzah, and God struck him there for his rashness, and he died there beside the ark of God. 2 Samuel 6 verses 6-7. Uzzah was one of those who accompanied the transport of the Ark of the Covenant. When the ark almost fell, he touched it to steady it, which was considered an act of disobedience, since the ark should be transported according to God's instructions. For this, he was punished with death. Congratulations on completing the quiz. We hope you had fun and, more importantly, learned something new today. If you enjoyed it, please like the video and share it with your friends to see how they did. Don't forget to check out more great videos and quizzes we've prepared for you. The links are in the description below. And if you're looking for more challenges, we have an ebook full of biblically challenging quizzes. May God continue to bless your learning journey.